Are you scared to send more emails because you might annoy your subscribers? I helped a client make an extra 60K in 30 days just by ramping up email volume. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I started sending more emails and got 4 times more sales without annoying subscribers. After working with 70 ecom businesses in the last 5 years, it's taken me a long time to understand this. So I'll give you the framework so you can do this yourself. Now, the first question you probably have is, how do you make sure you can send more emails without hurting your brand or sales? For a lot of people, annoying your customers means 3 people replied with a stop emailing me, but that doesn't really make sense because if a restaurant serves 1,000 people and 3 of them complain about the food, do they shut down? The answer is obviously no. They focus on the 997 happy customers. The exact same thing happens with email. A client of mine, David, has 17,000 subscribers on his Shopify store. And when he started working with us, he said, we don't want to spam our customers. And I completely understand it. But he was only sending 4 email campaigns a month. He had great open rates, click rates, and he was getting sales on almost every single email. And these were all great signs to me. So I said, David, let's try something out. For 30 days, instead of 4 emails, let's triple the volume to 12 campaigns and see what happens. And these are the results we got. So this is exactly what the previous month looked like before we started sending higher volume. So the client fired 4 email campaigns, as you can see here, and the metrics are looking very, very good considering. So the first thing we noticed is that placed orders were very high, and we're seeing 7K here, 5.5, 10K here, and 7.8. This told us that the audience loves their product and they want to hear more from them. And so when we see things like open rates 40 to 55% here, and we see click rates of 0.4, this is looking great. Now, some people want to see huge click rates, 1, 2, 3%, but that heavily depends on how wide you're going with your audience. By looking at their entire strategy, we saw that we could do better copy, we could do better visuals, and the overall marketing strategy could improve significantly. And that's why we shifted our focus to higher volume. On week 1, we sent 4 emails instead of the previous one. And you can see here immediately, we started off really strong. So first email, we were doing a back in stock campaign throughout most of that week. And we started with 12K, then $81, 18K after that, and 7K, which it started off really strong, and that was week 1. It then moved on to week 2 when we noticed the metrics were pretty solid and we were going really wide with our targeting. So our open rates were reasonably good. Our click rates not as high as we wanted them to be, but we still kept going. The main thing you'll notice from here is that sales were really, really strong. And this is why I recommend to push volume when you're seeing these really healthy metrics. And we had some really great emails here. The third one performed extremely well. And then by week 3 or 4, so here we did about 22K. And then by week 3, we did about 13K. And week 3 or 4 were all about focusing on our hero products, the really high performing metrics. And those performed really well. But by the end of week 3, we were seeing kind of a drop in engagement. So that's when we dialed it down a little bit. We only sent 3 emails by week 4. But overall, we saw everything. We generated a total of 83K in those 30 days, which was really, really good, which was about quadruple what we had generated before. And we also saw about an extra 10K on top of that, but those are campaigns that were set out and scheduled before we got involved, so we're not taking credit for that. It's the same list, we use the same products, but we send more of the right emails. And I worked out how many emails I could send using my campaign volume calculator here, and I knew I could keep seeing sales because the metrics were very healthy. So you can grab yourself this campaign calculator here. It's really easy to use. There's a link in the description and I'll show you exactly how to use it. But it allows you to put your numbers here and you get an idea of how much volume you can push out while still generating sales. Now, you're probably thinking, what about spam complaints? What about unsubscribes? Here's the thing that nobody tells you. We didn't just blast everyone, that would have been stupid. Instead, we split people into 3 groups, which are the main segments, and I'll share them with you here so you can copy them. But group 1 was people who open and click everything. Group 2 was people that bought from us before, but not in the last 30 days. And group 3 was everyone who said they wanted to hear from us through email. And we went super wide with our strategy, but made sure to exclude anyone that didn't make sense. or was already getting our automated emails. The secret was finding the right volume for each person on our list, as some of your subscribers are ready to get their credit card out and buy. And if you make them wait another 7 days before staying top of mind and getting the sale, you're asking for trouble, because a competitor can just swoop in and steal the sale with an ad or an email themselves. Email frequency is about looking at your whole list and seeing who is actually ready to buy. And your best customers want to hear from you today. They're the ones spending money, they're the ones interested in moving forward. And the 3 people that are complaining, they probably weren't going to buy anyway. That's why David's campaigns worked so well, because we weren't just blasting random people, we sent more emails to the people who were showing intent and were engaged. So those 3 things that tell you if your list is ready to receive more emails are surprisingly simple. First, you need about a 40% or higher open rates. That's a really good, healthy amount. Second, you want a 0.7 or higher click rate on your emails. Third, you want most of your emails to be making at least 1 sale. And if you've got all 3, you're ready to send more. And there's no harm in scaling up volume temporarily. This will only help you find the right balance. When you execute this strategy consistently, you will be surprised by how much sales will go up. Everything I showed you so far only works if you actually know which email campaigns to send. And if you mess up even one of them, you could end up in the spam folder instead of generating more sales, right? Watch this video next, where I break down the exact strategy we use to make this whole thing work. And trust me, this is not something you're going to want to miss out on.